Anin Kinawea. Today we're going to show you how to bring the 7 grandfather teachings to your playroom. This presentation was created and is copyrighted by Michelle Taylor Leonardi and have graciously given Firefly permission to share this on their website. To request permission and to share this material, please contact myself at mplfanette1@msn.com. Miigwech. A little bit about me. So my name is Michelle and I come from Curve Lake First Nation. I am married with 3 children. I'm a registered early childhood educator and I was one of the first graduates of the Benogia Kinamadwin course in Sudbury. I have been working in the field for the past 27 years, where I started as a playroom ECE. And I worked my way up and I worked in every age group from the infants up to the school age program. I was an ECE and then I became a supervisor and then I ran the organization. I love working with children and I love working with the educators who are on the floor with the children every day. My daughter, her name is Kennedy, and her spirit name is Awabjagad Kwa. That means she can see, she sees beyond. And when she received her teachings of the 7 grandfathers, she would try and explain it to her friends about what it was that she was learning in this beautiful way of being and way of knowing. And she would come home and she would say, we need to make something so it can help me explain better how to show my friends what I'm talking about. We need to maybe collect some animals or something that can help them where they can talk about the teachings and understand more, Mom. So this is how this slideshow has been put together, and it started as something small and then it evolved into more and more as she grew older and as she collected and understood more. It just evolved into something bigger, and this is what we wanted to share. When we talk about the 7 grandfather teaching story, there is great videos on YouTube. And this was one of the things we did at Ishkigamong at the school age program is we looked on YouTube and searched for the 7 grandfather teachings, and we found a really interesting cartoon version of it, and it's called The Gifts of the 7 Grandfathers. So I encourage you to look for those kind of visuals in your children. It'll help them understand the story more by having a visual and something in front of them, and that'll just aid to this teaching kit that we're going to be making later. So the Ojibwe story of the 7 grandfather teachings, it's been passed down from parent to child or grandparent to child, for many generations. And the teaching, they share some of the traditional values of Anishinaabe and encourage us to love and respect one another. So the story that was passed on to me goes something like this. The Creator gave 7 grandfathers, who were very powerful spirits, the responsibility to watch over the people. The grandfathers saw that the people were living a hard life, and they sent their helper 6 different times to find a person who could be taught how to live in a good way with all of creation. Finally, the 7 grandfathers' helper found a baby boy, who, because he was just born, was pure enough to receive the teachings and bring these teachings back to the people. The grandfathers were happy with the choice made by the helper. The baby boy is a symbol to people that it is important to start early when educating our young people and that they are already beginning to learn at a very young age. Babies are still very connected to the spirit world and understand this connection, which can be lost when people become adults. While the boy was traveling with the helper, they were visited 7 times by spirits who told them about the gifts. And this is what they said. To cherish knowledge is to know wisdom. To know love is to know peace. To honor all of creation is to have respect. Bravery is to face the foe with integrity. Honesty is facing a situation is to be brave. Humility is to know yourself as a sacred part of creation. Truth is to know all of these things. The young boy was then put in the care of the otter, who was to return the boy to his people to teach them what he had learned. The boy, because of all the time spent in the spirit world, was now an old man. The old man gathered all of the people around and told them of his journey to the Seven Grandfathers Lodge. He explained how to use the gifts and that it was now up to the people to try to follow the path of a good and healthy life using the Seven Grandfather teachings. So that is a story that was passed on to me. And there's probably different versions of this story. And this is the one I'm sharing, as this is the one that was gifted to me. Now we're going to look a little closer at each of the teachings and how we can share this in the classroom with the children. The first one being Zagadawin, love. To know love is to know peace. Love is unconditional. Love is an emotion that is a driving force of all life. With love, all things on Mother Earth will thrive and grow. We can ask the children these questions about how do you show love, and they're going to come up with beautiful answers. And this can be done in a variety of different ways, through art, through music, or through sitting at circle time and just having this conversation with them about how they show love. Spending quality time with someone, a family, a friend, you know, do something you know that they love, even if you're not a fan of it. Express your feelings to them. Just saying, I love you. Take a walk together. Small moments of affection, like a hug or holding hands. Simple but meaningful gifts, handmade from the heart, are simple ways to show love. And these will be some of the answers that the children will tell you anyways, right? The list goes on. In my teachings, I was taught that it's the eagle that carries this gift of love because of its unique relationship with the Creator. Only the eagle has the ability and strength to fly higher than any other animal, thereby placing it closer to the Creator than all of the others. Eagles are loving parents and teachers to their offspring, protecting and guiding them. One of the things I love to do with children is having them guess which animal they think carries this gift of love. And their answers again will amaze you, and they'll have their reasons as to why they chose the animal that they chose. And then you tell them your teaching was the gift of love, and you tell them why. Minandandamawin, respect. Respect is an attitude you show another person, animal, or thing. To honor and listen to your elders, parents, teachers, and children is a sign of respect. When you respect yourself, you can respect everyone and everything around you. Again, asking those children how they can be respectful. You know, when creating this and talking to my daughter about ways that she shows respect, one of the things she likes to talk about is the respect of Mother Earth and how it's our responsibility to keep her clean and free of litter. You know, that is just one way to be respectful. And in asking this question, your children they're going to tell you so much more. You know, listening to someone when they are speaking, being kind, ask questions, don't be bossy, accept and acknowledge differences in opinion. Helping your neighbors, elders, family, and friends are ways to be respectful. And the list goes on. And your children, they will know these ways and they will tell you these ways. And again, having these conversations with them will help in learning these grandfather teachings. The bison or the buffalo carries this gift of respect because it provided a way of life for many of the Anishinaabe people. You know, Anishinaabe depended on the buffalo for survival and used every part of the animal. The buffalo is a powerful animal that travels in herds and shows respect for one another and the land. When I talked to one of my elders about the respect, the gift of respect that the buffalo carries, they talked about how the buffalo grazes on the land and that the buffalo doesn't take everything. It always leaves stuff as it moves from a piece of land to a piece of land. And it's respecting that, leaving seeds and leaving little pieces of the grass and the stuff that they're eating so it can grow and replenish itself again. And again, that's showing the respect that the animals have also for Mother Earth. Nabakawin, wisdom. To cherish knowledge is to know wisdom. Wisdom is given by the Creator to be used for the good of the people. Wisdom is gained through experience and knowledge. To have wisdom is to know the difference between right and wrong and to apply this to your daily life. When asking children to describe wisdom and they talk about, having all this knowledge, when I look at Kennedy and the knowledge that she carries, for an 11-year-old, she has all this wisdom that she loves to share, and this gift of her being able to speak in front of hundreds of people sharing her knowledge. This is how she is describing wisdom. Again, sharing your knowledge with others, gardening, pickling, crafting, knowing the difference between right and wrong. Wisdom is more than being able to take information in and use it in a good way. Knowledge becomes wisdom when you have the ability to put it all together and apply this knowledge to make right decisions. Knowledge speaks, but wisdom listens. Showing wisdom shows you are blessed with good judgment. And these are ways to show wisdom. The beaver carries this gift of wisdom. The beaver utilizes its qualities in ways that promote wellness for its family. To know and understand wisdom is to know that everyone has special gifts to be used to build a peaceful and healthy community. The beaver was given large teeth and the knowledge to build. This has enabled the beaver to positively impact the environment and create a more sustainable world. The bond is a win. Humility. Humility is to know yourself as part of creation. You are equal to others, but you are not better. Humility is to live your life free from arrogance, not to be boastful, and to have a modest sense of your own worth. When you have humility, you can help others be humble. Talking to children about humility, I found was very challenging, and how we could show children how to be humble. But when we look deeper at it, children are very, very humble. One of the things Kennedy loves to do is grow her garden. And from the fruits and vegetables that she gets from her garden, she makes preserves. She makes pickles, she makes jams, jellies, salsa. And what she loves to do is pack up these items and then deliver them to elders in our community. And she'll pull up, and she's in the back of the van in this picture, and we'll pull up to an elder's house, and she'll allow them to pick what they need, what that elder needs, and what they like to eat. She allows them to pick that and not looking for anything in return. This is just her way of giving thanks to her community and all of those lessons that she gets from our elders and our community. The other thing she loves to do is to make bags for homeless people. And she puts things in there like water, chips, snacks, granola bars, socks, mittens. She had scarves, and she puts a little junia, a little money in these bags. And as we're out shopping, and it doesn't matter when or what time, we have these bags in our vehicles. And if we see a homeless person, she loves to gift them this bag and just tells them, have a nice day, not looking for anything in return again. She is showing this gift of humility and that she is no better than anybody else, and she's just showing her kindness. Other ways to show humility, when we ask our children, these could be some of the answers that they're coming up with as well, is speaking well of others, congratulating for jobs well done, giving credit where credit is due, performing hidden acts of service and kindness, avoid bragging and showy actions, being patient with others, letting someone ahead of you in line when you notice that they're in a hurry, and an athlete who credits his success to his teammates, even though he has great skills. These are signs and ways to show humility. The wolf carries the gift of humility because of its giving nature and devotion to protecting and working for the good of the wolf family. The wolf places the welfare of the pack above its own. Wolves mate for life and are generous and loving parents, setting an example of how our communities and family systems should be. Gwayakawadazuin, honesty. Honesty, always be honest in word and action. Be honest first with yourself, and you will be more easily to be able to be honest with others. Honesty means not to cheat, lie, or steal. Living your life in an honest way keeps things simple and peaceful. How do you show honesty? Again, asking that question to children and listening to their answers, and really listening. Listen to what they're saying because they're going to tell you so much. And it's up to us as educators to listen to them. Really listen. Not just listening with your ears, but listening with your hearts. Admitting you are wrong. Correcting your mistakes. Keeping the promises that you make. Being okay with who you are and accepting others for who they are. These are ways to show honesty. The raven carries the gift of honesty. He understands who they are and how to walk in their life. The raven accepts himself and knows how to use his gift. He does not seek the power, speed, or beauty of others. He uses what he has been given to survive and thrive. To walk through life with integrity is to know honesty. Akudawin, bravery, also called courage, is to face the foe with integrity, to do what is right even when the consequences are unpleasant. Courage is being brave in the face of life situations. Daily challenges take bravery to overcome. Never give in and never give up. With bravery, anything is possible and dreams can come true. When we talk to children about being brave, there'll be all different kinds of signs that they're going to tell you of how they're being brave, or if they've seen any brave acts, or do they know of a friend who is brave. These are kind of the questions that you can ask your children to get this conversation going about bravery. Trying a new food that you've never had before, standing up for a person who is being picked on, doing something that might seem a little risky for you for the first time, asking for help. That is being really brave when you have to ask for help, not just for children, but for adults as well. Going to the dentist or to the doctors, that's another way to show bravery. The bear carries the gift of bravery The bear is strong and has a natural ability to overcome challenges. A mother bear will stand against much larger animals to protect her cubs. The bear shows us how to live a balanced life where there is a time for playfulness and a time to be assertive and courageous. Dabwawin, truth. When you know, understand, and follow all of the seven grandfather teachings, you know truth. Truth is about having the confidence to be honest with yourself and everyone around you. When you speak the truth, everything you do will be happy and positive. When you are truthful, life is beautiful and simple. How are you truthful? You know, if you want the truth, ask a child. That's an old proverb that's been around forever. And it's so meaningful when you think of it, when you think of our children and how truthful and how honest they are. They carry these gifts of the seven grandfather teachings as a child. And it's up to us educators to keep nourishing that, to keep helping them grow with these teachings, to keep helping them to be truthful. And we as educators have to be truthful ourselves. Thinking before you speak, say what you mean and mean what you say, knowing yourself, and making it known if you have a personal favorite or a conflict of interest. You know, always being truthful with yourself and everyone around you. Those are ways of being truthful. And again, there's so much more. And when we have these conversation with our children, we're going to learn from them as well. The turtle carries the gift of truth because it is one of the oldest animals on our planet, and it is said to have witnessed creation. Truth is to know and understand all the seven teachings given to us by the seven grandfathers and to remain faithful to them. The turtle is grounded, methodical, careful, and attentive to detail, very important qualities for those who speak the truth. Each of these teachings must be used with the rest. You cannot have wisdom without love, honesty, bravery, humility, respect, or truth. To leave one out would be the opposite of that teaching. Once you decide which teaching that you're going to start with in the classroom, then you can discuss what that teaching means to them. And again, asking these questions. And these seven questions here were questions that the school age had made up themselves, questions that they wanted to ask in the other playrooms. The school age program, you know, they wanted to ask the toddlers or they wanted to ask the preschoolers, you know, what does it mean to be brave? How can a toddler be brave? How can an infant show bravery? These are questions they wanted answered. And how would you show love? How do you feel when a friend allows you to go first? Do you know what humility is? And how does one show humility? How can I show humility? You know, describe wisdom. And being truthful is. And they wanted people to finish that sentence. And how can you be honest? You know, these were beautiful questions that the educators got out of the children when they started talking about the teachings and what they wanted in their playroom and the environment that they were creating with each other and building these relationships with the seven grandfather teachings. Other ways educators brought in to bring in the seven grandfather teachings were music. The children could make hand drums and shakers and learn simple chants to sing. They found that children loved making up their own songs and could easily be encouraged to make a song about the seven grandfather teachings. Through art, they had different mediums to create pictures, giving children a canvas, allowing them to be creative and free to express themselves through art. You know, dream catchers were made, medicines wheels were made. They gave the children not just the typical canvas, but they also gave them like big pieces of birch bark, just different things for the children to work with, clay, rocks, everything were given to the children so they could have this time and this experience with themselves and the materials that were given to them. Through science, they had nature walks, collecting a variety of different items and examining them with magnifying glasses, and just trying to have that connection to Mother Earth and what this meant. Thinking about the seven grandfathers, growing a garden, vegetables, or the three sister plants, a corn, squash, and beans. Having all these materials and grinding them down to see the colors that could be made. All this stuff that you could do, thinking about these seven grandfather teachings. Drama. Children could create a play about the seven grandfathers after all the wood chips have been picked. So once you have everything that you've done and have all your lessons, allowing children to create this, children could link the animals towards the seven grandfather teachings and explain why they chose that animal to represent each teaching. In literature, they set up a library. They read a variety of books relating to that specific teaching. They had a display, a table of books for the students to read and explore on their own, and making a list of new words using vocabulary cards to help build children's vocabulary, and using Ojibwe or your language whenever you can, and having this displayed around the room and put up around the room so the children and the educators could use Ojibwe often. And it became a daily part of what they would do throughout their day. So later on, we're going to make this toolkit in another video, and we will make it so you will have one for yourself and you can start bringing this into the classroom. Miigwech for listening to what I had to say today. And this is my contact information. If you would like, to drop me a line, send me an email. I'd be more than happy to get back for you. Miigwech Kinawea.